Previously on He Who Forsakes the Crown.
The remnant is missing.
It's a fake!
You will leave this castle.
Where's the real one? A key?
It's to my bedroom. It's there. If anything happens to me, it's your job to keep it safe.
You're already on your feet.
You thought he was lying?
How have things been going?
She's actually kind of blossomed into it. I don't know, something's going on with her.
Your mere presence on our side would break him.
I will never align myself with your cause.
You'll play a different part.
The following story contains adult themes and depictions of violence and trauma. This podcast is not for children. Please be advised.
I can't believe she wasn't even there. How could she leave without a word? Yesterday we spent the entire day riding. We had to get a head start because today is a very special day. Today we visit the last village.
It isn't like she abandoned them. She obviously left the town in good hands. Besides, don't you want her to find the cure?
Of course I do. But I thought she would have told me if she was close. Taking an expedition is a big deal.
Has Amisha written you at all in the last few months?
Well, no, but I was a little self-involved last time I responded.
There it is.
It's small.
People don't like living this far out. It's dangerous.
We're early.
Yeah, we might as well drop our stuff off now.
Hi, we'd like a room. 2 beds, please.
2 beds? There you...
Is something the matter?
You wouldn't happen to be with the capital, would you?
Yes, actually, we're here for the survey.
Oh. I'm sorry. You should stay somewhere else.
What do you mean?
Listen, I don't like to get all political, so I really can't have you staying here.
Are you serious? We're the last people you want to be rejecting.
Sorry, I really don't mean to offend. It's nothing personal. I don't care about that stuff, but... bad business, you know?
Bullshit.
Jacob, it's fine. We'll just go somewhere else. Is this a rebel village?
Not to my knowledge, no. And even if it was, they wouldn't refuse to board us.
Then what was that about?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll just talk to the Lord first.
May I help you?
Hi, we're here on a survey on behalf of the capital.
Oh, right. We were told that you'd be coming.
Apologies for the earliness. We wouldn't want to inconvenience you.
No, it's no problem, but we're actually not interested.
I'm sorry. Not interested in what?
The survey. It would be best if you leave.
I hope I don't cause offense, but the survey isn't optional. We're gathering information to aid the villages in the coming year.
We're well aware, but also we can't be seen associating with you. Please leave.
What is this about?
We've chosen our allegiance.
With the rebellion?
We'd never align ourselves with the rebellion.
My room is the last room down the hall of the East Wing. The others will never know this because they're rarely inside, but it's quite nice. His Royal Highness had prepared it himself. He told me that the least he could do was offer me a place of comfort, considering this room would be the last place I ever stayed. As per our agreement, I die in service to him. I don't do much in my room. I sleep, I change, I leave. I also don't have many hobbies. Reading books was enjoyable in my younger days, but the idea of immersing myself sounded dangerous, so I stopped. I like gardening when I remember to actually water my plants. It makes it very boring. My sheets are white, my curtains are closed, my plants are dead. My wardrobe is probably the messiest thing in here. It's easy to conceal the mess with wooden doors. My wardrobe has a compartment at the bottom. As far as I know, it's only mine. For some reason, the others have a different set of furniture. It takes a few minutes to notice it if you aren't looking. Inside that compartment, I keep a small box with the few things in my life that have sentimental value. There's a dagger. It used to belong to my father. He used it to cut fruit. There's a red ribbon, too. My mother wore it in her hair on occasion, but she didn't care much for it. The last thing kept in there was the golden remnant, a shimmering piece of crystal that supposedly harbors the power of divine Enyo. I told a single soul about this, in confidence. I handed her my key and asked her to retrieve it if anything were to happen to me. Now it's gone. This was what I wanted. To know. To be sure. Because she's a convincing liar. And a strategist at heart, despite her complaints about actually having to work. Because she conveniently knows things. Because she sets the schedule to her heart's content. Because she'd be much less likely to get caught if she was the one who made me aware someone was in need of catching. This was what I wanted. Shouldn't I be relieved? Now I know. Now I can act. Arrest her. Interrogate her. Have her executed. It has to be this way. There are no signs of forced entry. My lock wasn't picked. There's dust on the shut windowsill. My room is just as boring and clean as it always is. Whoever came looking for it knew exactly where it was. They knew I haven't been sleeping here, and they thought I wouldn't be looking for it. If it were me, I would have placed a fake after stealing it. Considering how delirious I've been, it could have worked. It was a lazy theft. Typical.
Guards!
Lord
You must leave this castle at once. You and all your guards.
Excuse me?
You're traitors. All of you. I should have you arrested.
What are you talking about?
You don't know? This!
Oh, no.
Good. You're up. It's time to go.
Go where?
This is for you.
A walking cane.
Yes, you'll have to learn on the way.
Are we under attack?
Something along those lines?
Where's the captain?
Your Highness, it's good to see you on your feet.
What happened?
I don't know where to begin.
Now isn't the time for games.
No, of course not. Your Highness, many things have been kept from you on the basis of your recovery being first and foremost. His Majesty's court has been returning for weeks now. They cannot see you when you leave. So you'll go through the servants' entrance. You will head west until you meet with Lady Anne. You will return from the survey with her at your side. You have been away from home for 7 weeks. The survey went according to plan, and anyone who says otherwise is mistaken.
I've packed you a bag. Your horse is waiting outside.
Your Highness, you never have, and you never will ally with the rebellion. Anything they say will be deemed slander and punishable under treason.
That's always been true.
These have been spread everywhere, all across the country, thousands of them, posted on every door.
we, the United Rebellion, officially announce our coalition with Prince Zane de Monte. This was an informed decision, made after months of deliberation, and several set meetings with the prince to discuss how we may make peace. It's come to our attention that the prince does not bear responsibility for the crimes of his father. Our true target remains to be King Xerath. With the assistance of Prince Zane, we are positive we will succeed. As you may have witnessed, the prince's court set out on a country-wide survey in order to garner support for our cause. Lady Rilliane Duvan has been leading the charge herself. You might have recognized the red-headed woman on her travels. We find Lady Duvan and the prince's fight for love and freedom under the chains of this tyrannical king to be very admirable. As always, we act with the interest of the common man at heart. King Xerath shall repent for his sins and suffer. Justice will be served.
The rebellion is made up of common people. Simple people, as the nobles would call them. Nobility would consider me simple as well if they had any idea where I came from. Well, they'll probably know now. They'll probably know everything about me.
Rilliane.
It's very easy to villainize something without a face. I know of the rebellion's crimes. I've suffered from their violence, and I've seen Zane, and I know the way he treats them. Like scum.
Rilliane.
Less than scum. Perhaps that isn't what they are. Some might be good people who've been dealt a bad card. But the others, they may truly be reprehensible. Those who murder little girls are reprehensible, and those who set homes ablaze are reprehensible. Those who can only act on the basis of hurt and revenge are reprehensible. By those standards, I'm reprehensible too. I fit right in.
Rilliane! You have to pull yourself together. We need to get back.
We're a couple miles away from the village. It's the same day. After the rude refusal at the Lord's Manor, I opted to ask around town. The response was the same every time. No, we don't want you here. Leave. I couldn't understand the rejection until I came across one of the letters. One of the many letters given to every household. Jason's final card. We can't go back.
We have to go back.
They know who I am. I'm going to be executed.
No, you're not. It isn't true, right? It's going to be fine. We have a plan, but we need to get back. Take off your jacket. It's drawing attention.
It's my fault, isn't it? He said this would happen if I didn't comply. And I didn't take him seriously. But no, he can't have expected me to follow him. And if he really wanted to, he could have taken me. He's done it before.
Take my cloak. Cover yourself. It's a long trip back.
The city was abuzz with chatter. They moved quickly and spoke loudly. Rumors. Lies. They don't know that I'm watching.
Like, obviously, Dad hates the rebellion. He should hate the rebellion. They killed his sister.
He's insane.
The captain kicked me out. She told me that she can't send me with a guard because they've been seen in the castle within the last 7 weeks. They threw me in a haphazard disguise, scratchy wool clothing and a hood to cover my head. I'm in this city unsupervised. Completely alone. For the first time ever.
You're not alone.
Argus, you're here?
Of course I'm here. Where else would I be?
You haven't said a word in weeks. I thought you were gone.
If it were that easy to leave, I would have done it ages ago. It drained a lot of my power keeping you alive. I needed some time to recover.
For what it's worth. Thank you.
You better make use of it.
My horse glared at me. I'd much rather travel without him, but limping isn't going to get me anywhere. It's strange. An animal doesn't care about your status, and an animal that's afraid of you doesn't behave any better. It has to trust you. Please don't kick me, okay? I won't hurt you, I just want to get going. The sooner we leave, the sooner we can come right back and pretend this never happened. No, it's okay. It's fine.
It knows you're nervous.
Obviously I'm nervous. He's already thrown me off. Look, I bought you an apple. You like apples, right?
Are you expecting it to answer you?
Shut up. There you go. It's good, isn't it? Okay. I'm going to get on your back now, and you're not going to run. I can't be recognized. None of it makes sense. Argus, do you remember anything that happened while I was asleep?
I was distracted.
Right, that's what I was assuming. It's cruel. My incapacitation left the castle with nobody to lead. How have they been managing this entire time? And really, Anne, my mother shouldn't have done that. This isn't her fight. She shouldn't be involved. I can't imagine what people must be saying to her right now. Wolfsbane will pay for what he's done to her.
Oh, I do recall something strange.
What?
Sometime during your slumber, you started bleeding out. Badly. They changed your room after that.
I must have been attacked. The rebellion wanted to finish the job.
No. If they wanted you dead, they would have aimed for your heart. Why waste time?
Where did they aim?
Your arms. They were both slit open.
Really? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Oh.
Your arm bled again not long after. But it wasn't as dangerous. I felt no need to intervene.
Which arm?
Left.
My left arm? By the remnant? Is it gone?
Do you feel a rock in your arm? Of course, it's still there. I wouldn't allow that to be taken. But the captain and that doctor were fretting over you for far too long.
She's being strange.
Do you trust her?
I have to.
Hey there, you are listening to episode 34 of He Who Forsakes the Crown. Welcome back. Once again, I am extremely ahead in edit, so if I say things that sound a little outdated, you'll have to forgive me. But things have been getting very exciting for Chapter 15 Studios in these recent months. The artist that I mentioned last month, No Coats, or as I know her now, Nikita Cantwell, has actually been helping me out quite a bit, and we've been collaborating on some really amazing stuff for a website redesign that has been months in the making. I am pretty sure the website will be up by the time this episode is out. So please make sure to check it out. There's some really beautiful designs there. Redid the whole UI. Hopefully I made it a lot easier to comprehend and navigate. I cannot thank Nikita enough for the work she's been doing with us. She's so talented. Please check her out. Please support her. We also got another nice message from a voice actor named Cato DeVille. You can find him on Instagram as Cato DeVille. That's KATODEVILLE, who says this show has him hooked, so thank you for enjoying the show. Thank you for the love and support. After the release of this episode, there's only going to be 3 episodes left. I'm going to say the same thing I've been saying, guys. Now is the time to get listening, catch up, tell your friends if they've been saying they'll get around to it. There are things that I want to do during finale territory that are just going to be so much more fun with more people included. So if you haven't at this point, go ahead and follow us on social media. That's going to be Instagram, TikTok at Chapter 15 Studios, Twitter it's going to be CH15 Studios. 15 is always a number. If you're looking for other ways to support the show, we're really not looking for money. A like, a share, a comment. Apparently you can do that on Spotify now. A review is all we're really looking for. I'm so excited to see what's in the future for us, and I hope you are too. I'm going to let you get back to the rest of the episode. Much blessings. Let's have a good August. And I will see you next month.
We need to stop for the night.
The trading post is only a few miles. Yesterday we backtracked all of our hard work to get to that village. Now we're back where we started, in the middle of nowhere. Home is still 2 days away.
It's not worth it. It'd be better if we don't show our faces until we get back. We'll just camp again.
What's the plan?
What?
I hate feeling like this. You keep telling me there's a plan. How do you know?
The captain told me.
You two were prepared for something like this to happen?
Of course not. I talked to her yesterday.
Wait, you talked to her? How?
With this.
With a necklace?
Have you never seen one of these before? It's a speaking stone. They're magic.
You've been talking to the captain this whole time and you didn't tell me.
What? No. We promised we'd only check in once. Well, we kept it for emergencies.
I want to talk to her. Give it to me.
It's dead. I used up the last of it yesterday.
Why wouldn't you tell me that you had this?
Why are you so upset? Having it doesn't change anything.
You had a way of talking to them. Anything could be happening now. They think we're traitors.
It's not as bad as you're making it. I already told you.
Tell me your plan then.
We're going to go home. That's the plan.
There has to be more to it than that.
They're traitors, really, Anne. Nothing they say can be trusted. They're lying.
I posted it everywhere.
And they are lying. If we act like all is well, all will be well. Shit.
What?
The bell snapped.
Don't you have another?
No, and I can't ride without it.
Go get one at the trading post. You can take Apple.
And leave you alone?
They won't recognize you by yourself. It'll be fine. Nobody is around. And we'll take twice as long going together.
Be careful. I'll be back.
It's always moments like these where he shows up. He sets his plan into action, and I have no idea what comes next. He could be here any minute, ready to take me. He could kill me and bury me in this very forest, and they'd never find me. I refuse to go quietly. I'll scream, I'll cry, I'll kick, I'll scratch, I'll leave blood and hair and cloth and make sure that everyone knows I was here. He'd say something condescending before he did it. I gave you the chance, Annie. I could have given you the world, but you made your decision and I made mine. Now it's time to die. And the court would rejoice at my being missing, another traitor brought to justice through divine power. They'd never know why it was me. And after all I've done, I am a traitor. Ah! I'll kill you!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I should have thought that through better. Please don't start crying. Don't make me cry too.
You're really here? I'm not hallucinating.
I'm real.
It's as if the world shifted back into place. The torment, my slandered name, and the fact that I cannot sleep peacefully. It doesn't matter. Something in me that I was so sure was going to snap instead softens. He's alive. Here he is, and he is real. But you were asleep.
I woke up.
When?
A while ago. I'm so sorry I put you through that. It's all my fault.
Please, just for a moment, could you go without blaming yourself?
All right.
What are you doing here?
Jacob didn't tell you?
Jacob knows?
The captain arranged it with him. I came across him on the way here, but he didn't think we should be seen together.
He kept it from me on purpose. He probably wanted me to be surprised.
Surprise?
You scared me half to death.
I'm sorry, again. Had I known... Are you all right?
What?
You were expecting someone. You wouldn't have had that reaction to a stranger. Did something happen?
I want to tell him everything. And for once, I think I actually will. But I'd like to live a fantasy for just a little longer. It's a long story. For another time.
The morning after came quickly. Sleeping outside wasn't something I was prone to doing, but there isn't time for petty complaints about comfort. But none of it mattered anyway. Really Ann was here within my arms once more, and all felt right within the world. Something was different about her, not necessarily physically, but in the way she carried herself. Her eyes glinted with a determination I hadn't seen before, even when she was doing the most menial of things, like braiding her hair back. Oh, how I missed her. Her smile, the lilt in her voice as she went on about her travels. I might look like a fool sitting here ogling at her, but I don't care. I don't want to imagine what might happen if she were to leave my sight again.
The rebellion has never used a tactic like this. They're planning something. We just haven't figured out what.
They want to destabilize the castle. They view us as a united front, so getting the court to suspect me will put my father at a disadvantage.
So it's our job to do everything necessary to discredit them. They're speaking loudest because they want attention. So when we return, we'll need to have explanations.
But we visited every village. They know that Zane wasn't there. We told them.
Can they prove that?
You want us to gaslight an entire country?
You didn't stop and speak to every person you saw. From afar, they saw you, the red-headed woman mentioned, and me.
A tall man with black hair.
We're just going to act like you were the prince all along?
We don't need to outright say it, but it'll cast doubt.
It is what you were hired for.
What?
I used to play a body double for the prince in dangerous situations.
Why have you... Never mind. But what about the lords? They definitely know the truth.
It's in their best interest to keep their mouths shut. Until there's an official royal announcement about the statement, everything is up in the air. The lords won't want to react until they know how the castle is going about this.
But they think you're a traitor. How will they trust what you say?
Traitor or not, I'm the one they've been answering to for years. Another member of the court might try to take charge, but names carry weight. They abandoned DuPont ages ago. They don't know how to run a castle anymore. It'd be a different story if it were my father.
Does he know?
I have no idea. The news would have to be carried overseas.
Would he believe them?
It's hard to tell. My father detests the rebellion just as much as I. One of the few things we've done together is pursue them. But he gets paranoid at times. That contract I'm under was put in place because of his paranoia. He wants complete control of me, a safeguard. I don't know what he hates more, the rebellion or me. Is there a problem?
What? No, sorry, I didn't mean to...
Zane, it's fine.
I am angry that the captain sent her out with him. She, out of all people, knows that Jacob doesn't have good intentions, and she had 7 other people to pick from. But I trust Liliane. That's the most I can offer her after everything.
There's one thing.
Go on.
That statement was very ambiguous about the nature of your two's relationship. If we're deeming it slanderous, it'd be best if you stayed away from each other in the public eye. I mean, no offense, Your Highness, but you don't have a reputation for having many friends. Speaking to Liliane will look suspicious enough as it is.
That wouldn't make sense, though. Members of the castle have seen us talking to each other. Wouldn't it look more suspicious if we stopped?
Even as friends, people thought that your relationship was strange. It'd be safer to not make contact at all.
And what am I to say when I'm asked? We already know the maid's gossip.
You'll have to make something up.
Lord Chancellor, please stop yelling. I've already explained.
You offer lies. You answer to the prince. You are just as much of a traitor as he is.
His Royal Highness has not and will never associate with the rebellion. This is a lie made to garner attention to their cause.
I told you to leave days ago. I will have the guards arrest you.
I understand the concern, but there is no proof that His Royal Highness has taken part in any of this.
A signed confession is proof enough. Only the gods know what he's been up to while he's been gone. I won't allow him to bring this kingdom to ruin in his father's absence. Guards! Seize her!
You want us to seize Captain Kina?
Yes, her and all her little underlings. They're rebels.
Captain Kina is not a rebel. She led the battle against the siege last spring.
She is a vindictive liar. I think you forget your place. You answer to me before her.
Who is he?
How dare you? I am the Chancellor of this castle.
DuPont has a Chancellor?
I should have you stripped of your post.
I mean, no offense, sire. It's only that we've worked here for years and have never come across you before. Captain Kina?
No, he's the Chancellor. Arrest me.
As you see, an admission of guilt.
If it makes you feel safer, I will go quietly, Lord Chancellor. But all will be resolved when His Royal Highness returns.
As if he'd have the gall to show his face around here again. I'll set his bounty at once. Now take her to the dungeon.
The dungeon is the other way, Lord Chancellor?
To the dungeon. I will have you tortured until you break and give up your rebel secrets.
I know nothing of the rebellion. I'm afraid I won't have much to tell.
Not a word out of you. And after I treated you so graciously, I thought you were one of the good ones.
Captain, His Royal Highness has returned. Captain?
I am being detained.
Oh, but the prince is requesting you specifically. What am I supposed to tell him?
Lord Chancellor, the prince is requesting me specifically.
I heard her. I can't believe him. I must confront him. Oh, how I'll love seeing the look on his face after he sees me here. He'll be so surprised. Fine. We'll take a detour, and I'll trust the guards with you alone.
This way.
It's as if he never fell in the first place. His hair freshly groomed with every piece of jewelry in place. Not a wrinkle on his clothing.
Captain, I have returned.
It's a pleasure to see you, Your Highness.
There are many things to do, so we must begin immediately. What is this?
You lack sense to return here.
Chancellor Lanzini. It's been a while. I wasn't expecting your return anytime soon.
Yes, so you believed you could run amok with renegades as you please.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Don't play stupid, boy. I'm sure you've seen the paper. Your lies will not work with me.
Are you speaking of the slander being posted across the city? Lanzini, surely you don't believe that. It was full of contradictions.
Contradictions? And what of that woman standing behind you? Was she not mentioned on that very pamphlet?
She is a lady in waiting for my mother. The only reason she was present at all is because my mother wanted to send correspondence to the ladies of the houses.
Blasphemy. That is very convenient.
It's of great offense to the royal family that you'd ever consider me a traitor. You know very well the de Monte's sentiments towards the rebellion, and your accusations against me will not hold when the staff of this castle have all been victims of rebel attacks. Guards, release her.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Guards, do not listen to a traitor such as he.
You forget yourself, Lanzini. I am the viceroy of this castle. And since my father has yet to grace us with his presence in the last, say, 4 years, you answer to me. And it is your responsibility to have these rumors absconded immediately. Let them know. Any sympathizers of rebel causes will be dealt with accordingly.
The king will be very upset to hear about your behavior. It'd be best for you to remember your obligations. Perhaps recall a certain contract you signed.
If you'd like to accuse me of forsaking this kingdom, you'd best do it with some proper evidence. Now, I must return to my work. I suggest you do the same, Lanzini.
He Who Forsakes the Crown is an audio drama written and produced by Chapter 15 Studios. This episode featuring the vocal talents of Julia Orsborn, Char Lynn, Eric Smith, Dante Majors, Bray Walker, Cassius Hodges, EJ Jesus, Ranger H. Fox, Sabrina May, and Michael Naiman. Thank you for tuning in to this month's episode of He Who Forsakes the Crown. We will return with episode 35 on September 4th. See you then.